Buenos días, Ashley, ¿cómo estás? Can you hear me, Ash? Bueno.
Buenos días, bien, Ricardo, ¿y tú?
Aquí nomás disfrutando de lo que parece
¿Me
que
escuchas?
hoy es. Sí, sí te escucho. ¿Sí me escuchas? Bueno.
Sí, se me hace que tengo poquito lag.
Ándale, pues. Bueno, para las personas que se están conectando, bienvenidos. Welcome again to MLTV Live. I am Ricardo el Profe, and today we are on our community calendar learning about United Way and their services. And it's actually United Way Fresno Madera. I am with Ashley Ruiz, Program Manager from United Way Fresno Madera. ¿Cómo estás, Ashley? How are you? How has this pandemic been treating your home?
Good. So it feels like we're still in March. Honestly, the other day I had
Yes.
a shock and I'm like, what? We're in August?
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been good. Just trying to, stay safe and stay home as much as we can. How are you?
We're kind of plugging along. Luckily, we're able to still do interviews in this particular format, which ironically has worked out better than when we do our live studio shoots because there's just a lot less equipment. So ironically, it's working out okay. I will tell you that it's a little bit stressful though when you go to the store or gas station or the things that are essential and you still see people without a mask. It's disheartening at times, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I feel like I'm the mask police half the time with my family
Yeah.
too. And wear your mask, don't go out. What do you need? So it's interesting to see the difference.
Absolutely. So tell us about the United Way Fresno Madera for people that don't really understand because it's such a huge umbrella. I know that the average person that I've ever brought up United Way is working on a particular project. They usually say, "Oh, aren't they the ones that give away the backpacks for back to school?" And so somehow that's associated with one of the major projects. But what is United Way? What are the type of projects that they work on?
So United Way is the local nonprofit here in Fresno, Madera. There is, like you mentioned, we're just part of this huge umbrella. There is many more United Ways worldwide. So you'll be able to find different branches of us in different cities. But here in Fresno, Madera, our main focus is basically to provide opportunities for working families to thrive in Fresno and in Madera County. These do include different programs, like you mentioned, the backpacks. We have our 211 helpline that is now thankfully getting more visibility, and people are taking more advantage of it. And then we have our different programs that focus on financial stability, like our free tax prep work. And we're working on bringing on more of like financial literacy workshops to help people continue to save for situations like the one that we're in now.
Yeah, you know what? I think this pandemic, because the economy was so strong, I don't know how many of us were really properly saving the way we should have or managing the way we should have. And I noticed that one of the things that seems to be increasing is stress and depression, um, maybe unhappiness because of the current situation, because it feels like we're in a hole, right? That we can't seem to get out of because we're not the ones in control. It's essentially our entire community and government. What do you say to people that are feeling just not like themselves, feeling pretty stressed out? It's not like you can just call a doctor right now and see them whenever you want. That has really
Right.
changed dramatically. What do you say to them?
Well, I think that first of all, I'm in your shoes. I was actually just talking to my boyfriend yesterday, and I'm like, I feel like I'm depressed. Like I feel like I'm
Yeah.
here at home. I haven't gone outside in like 3 days. So it's definitely important to do some self-care for yourself. So go outside, take that walk, wear your mask, but take
Yeah.
that walk, go outside, just kind of enjoy a little bit of sunlight, which I feel like for me, it helps me kind of bring my spirits a little more up again. The other thing is that although you may not be able to see your doctor like you would before, there is the opportunity to call our 211 helpline that can connect you to different resources for mental health to kind of just help you get through these times. There is a lot of hotlines that have came up now that focus on this and providing tips on how to do self-care in these times.
Yeah, and I think it's really important. I don't know what your feelings are, but it's really important to ask your family members, your friends, "Hey, how are you doing? You doing okay?" Is there anything I can do for you? The reason I say that is because there's not a lot of people to talk to right now. It would be like, for example, your spouse, but they could be going through a very similar situation as well. I wanted to remind people, just because someone is smiling and has a amazing sense of humor, it does not mean that they're 100% happy. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I feel like a lot of the times, because it's mental health is such a stigma, we sometimes feel like, okay, I have to put up this front, I have to be happy, I have to smile, even if I'm not feeling that way. But like you said, we're here to remind you that it's okay to not feel
Yeah.
100% all the time. Just, make sure that you're taking the proper self-care that you need to get to feeling better.
Absolutely. And one of the reasons why I wanted to bring up this particular topic, because right now we're going out to the fields and trying to provide as many meals as possible. And I noticed that everybody seems happy, but I don't know if everyone's really happy because of the current situation. I mean, they are, to me, farm laborers are essential workers as well. And they're not mentioned that way necessarily in our community. They're just employees who happen to be going to work. Um, are you guys providing any services for farm labor families?
We have in the past, so with our relief fund, we did have a small focus on farm laborers and individuals who worked in agriculture to be able to kind of help them. Right now, we're really working on developing some new programs that have to do with coaching and helping them kind of get the resources that they need. We are not providing services directly, but I know, like you've mentioned, you guys have been providing a lot of those meals to them. And we would really like to bring our partners into that to kind of help that grow and provide more meals and more things that they may need. The other thing that we're doing is, I mean, our 211 helpline is still available. So we're always encouraging. I know that you guys were gracious enough to allow us to put our cards in the things that you distribute.
Yes.
So hopefully that gives them another way to get resources here in the
Absolutely. So just briefly,
community.
um, Fresno, Madera are not the only ones that have a United Way office, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
So if people that are watching right now or will be watching this video, because I noticed that a lot of our videos are watched after the fact, um, feel free to contact your local website for, I'm assuming you can log on to any United Way website and find information, correct?
Yes, that's correct. So our website, I think you can see it down here on the screen. It is missing an M, so it's
Oh, definitely.
uwfm.org. So you can just go there and they'll be able to connect you, or you can call the 211 helpline. There is also a website for United Ways of California. So we do have a
Uh-huh.
state branch. And on that one, you can find all the United Ways in California. So if you try uwca.org, it'll take you to all the ones here in California. I think our closest ones there is one in Bakersfield for Kern County. There's one in Tulare. Thank you. And then there is some up north, I believe in Merced,
Mhm.
and a little more up north. So there's
So
definitely more here.
for parents that are kind of looking for that typical every year backpack giveaway, obviously that's not happening because we're not able to have massive gatherings. Are you guys working on any sort of supplies for kids or backpacks or anything like that?
Yes, we're still brainstorming. We're really working with the school districts, both Fresno and Madera, to see what it is that is the most need out there. So we're working on putting together some type of school distribution. I don't have all the details for it yet,
Mhm.
but as soon as we do, then I'll definitely share that. I do believe that there is a few other United Ways that are doing this.
Mhm.
So definitely reach out to some of the other United Ways and see if they're doing any type of distribution.
Absolutely. Hey, I wanted to share like a really cool question that I got from a parent when I was out providing meals for farm labor families. They said, "Hey, are you or any organization going to have like basic computer literacy workshops or tutorials because our kids are going to be going to school online? We're not necessarily like computer savvy or even technically savvy, so we're a little bit nervous about having to deal with this particular area that's new to them." Do you guys have any ideas down the pipeline? I thought it was like a very great question. I think that's one of my favorite things about going to the fields, that you end up finding these interesting questions I would never even think about.
No, yeah, definitely. We are working on promoting affordable internet for families. So we do have a partnership with one of our local providers to provide or to do some outreach and share some information on the things that they have. We have briefly been talking about how we can do more. I think this would be a great idea, and it's definitely something that we can kind of jump into and tie into our outreach. Because you're right, like a lot of people are jumping into this new era of technology. And
Right.
even myself, like there's things that I'm like, how in the world am I going to be able to do this?
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that we're going to continue to look into, and hopefully soon we'll have a workshop for us to share online that'll kind of give them the basics.
Yeah, one of the things that I think is really important for families that are listening right now, to me, website and internet access is essential in your household at this point. If you want to find services, especially emergency services. What was that? Who are you working with? You just mentioned working on a project with someone that provides low internet. Is it internet at a low cost or Wi-Fi at a low cost?
Yes, it's low internet at a low cost. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. I know that it is through a bigger partnership through our United Ways of California. But what you could do is for anybody who's listening who would like more information, you can text the word connect to 211-211, and they'll be able to provide more information to you.
That is awesome. What an amazing solution. This is what I love about United Way Fresno Madera. They seem to sort of almost be like a step ahead of some of the situations that we're dealing with. Can you repeat that again? Because it's not actually on the screen, but I
Yeah,
will type it in the comments once the interview is wrapped up for those of you that are interested. Go ahead and repeat it if you don't mind.
yeah, definitely. So you're going to text the word connect, CONNECT, I believe, to the number 211211. So again, connect to 211211.
And what will happen once they text? What are they trying to reach out? Is it for internet access or?
Yeah, so it'll be for internet access. So you will get basically a text message back in a few seconds that basically says like, "Hi, we're 211. This is some information on internet for you to kind of follow up with. There will be some links, and it will also encourage you to call the helpline
Mhm.
if you want to speak with somebody. And I do want to remind everyone, our helpline is available in over 150 languages. So any
That
language
is
that you
amazing.
speak, you just give them a call and they'll be able to help you.
That's amazing. So let's just kind of run down through like a brief list of reasons why you would call 211, just to kind of clarify. So if my children and myself just don't have enough to eat, would 211 be
Mhm.
one of the numbers I call? And what would happen?
Yeah, so what'll happen for any scenario that you call 211, you'll give them a call. I do want to say that we are experiencing a very, very high volume, so you might be placed on a brief hold. But if you don't mind holding, just kind of hang on in there and they'll answer your call. Once they answer, you'll be kind of greeted by a call specialist. They'll ask you just a few demographic questions just for our data, and we can see how to kind of better service you guys. Once we do that, then they'll ask you what your zip code is and then what type of resources you're looking for. So then you would tell them that you're looking for food, and they would run to our database all of the food resources near you or just in the county in general,
Yeah,
and
and
they'll
you
be
know
able to
what?
connect.
I actually went through just a basic internet search, and there are so many organizations that are giving away food. Just Fresno Unified alone, at the majority of elementary schools here in our area are actually providing meals for children. So definitely do not be afraid. One of the reminders I have for people that at this point, I don't think that we should be ashamed or nervous or embarrassed about making this type of contact, because I can tell you just from personal experience, I know teachers, um, lawyers, professionals, farm laborers, you name it, they're on the list because there's just not enough. I mean, the majority of the people I know are literally receiving unemployment. And unemployment, as you know, we are no longer receiving the $600 extra, which really helped provide, right, the at least where you were short. Now that doesn't exist anymore. So I can definitely tell you that you can find resources in our area by just doing a simple search, but 211 is a great place to start. Is there any particular message you have for families that are dealing with this current pandemic before we wrap up our interview?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I just want to echo what you said. This is not the time to feel ashamed or to feel embarrassed. The resources are out there for you. Like we are all of our community organizations, as well as other partners, are working really hard to bring these resources to you. So please take advantage of them. Give us a call 211 for anything that you need, whether it be food, housing, rental assistance, mental health, or even if you have issues with your kids are now at home, and maybe you're seeing that, oh, are they developing properly? Is this normal for them to act this way? Give them a call and they'll be able to connect you with somebody who can help.
Absolutely. One of the things I like about building friendships and connections with community leaders such as yourself and Rico and Sam from Mi Familia Vota is we definitely invite you to come back on and share your community calendar. When are you having events? Where are they going to be hosted? What type of families are you trying to serve? So it's important for those of you that are watching right now to please share this video, because it might not be for you. It could be for a family member or friend who's seeking some of these resources that are so valuable in our area. I think that leads me to sort of our last topic, which is this census that has not taken, I mean, it just doesn't seem to get a lot of attention because of the current situation that we in. Can you remind people to fill out that census and why it's so important to do so?
Yeah, definitely. I think that people don't, because it comes every 10 years, it's not something that you remember, you hear off as often. And then once it's here, it's kind of like, oh, what is that? So definitely the census is something that is very, very important. It takes about 10 minutes. I've kind of gone a little census crazy and been calling everybody that I know. And I'm like, oh, you don't know how to fill it out? Let me help you. I'll do it for you. So it literally takes about 10 minutes. There's only a few questions. And it's very important because this is going to determine our funding for the next 10 years.
Right.
So for every person that does not do the census or is not counted, we're losing funding for schools, for other programs here in our community. And that affects the way that your kids grow up, the way that you grow up, the amount of resources that are available to you. So it takes 10 minutes. I mean, we spend it doing other things like browsing or shopping. So take those 10 minutes and complete the census.
Absolutely. I want to remind those that are not happy with the current immigration situation that everyone counts and will help ultimately your own community as well. So not counting individuals who are not documented actually hurts you in the long run, because you're going to receive fewer services in your area as well. So I want to remind everyone that this is not an immigration question. This is simply how many people need to be served in our area and need services provided to them for whatever reason. And eventually it could be you that requires this service. So can you give us again one more time, even though it's sort of streaming across the page there, phone number and website, or any number they can call in case they have a question or concern?
Yeah, definitely. So please visit our website. It's uwfm.org. There you'll be able to find references to all of our programs, as well as other things that are going on in the community. I do want to say that we will be launching a website, so stay tuned. It is active now, but you'll be able to see a fancier one in a few months. The other number to call is our 211 helpline. Again, this number is for any non-medical emergency need that you have. Give them a call. You can simply dial the number 211, or if for whatever reason this doesn't work on your cell phone carrier, you can call the toll-free number, which is 1-866-559-4211.
Thank you very much. Ashley, I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful last 20 minutes of this morning and a great rest of the day. Thank you very much for the services that you provide to not only our community, but especially personas de nuestra cultura y que hablan nuestro lenguaje. También les quiero recordar que Ashley habla español. Simplemente me pidieron que hiciera una entrevista en inglés. So that's the only reason that we're doing this, because we obviously most of the time will do Spanish interviews. So I want to remind everyone that MLTV is a bilingual station or a bilingual channel. So if there's anything you want to learn about in our community, you simply have to send an email to mltv.live.ca. @gmail.com. And if you want to promote your event, your program, your organization, church, it doesn't matter. You are welcome to use our platform to do so. Ashley, thank you very much for your time. I always enjoy chatting with you. I feel like I learn something new every single day. And then congrats on your new home. I'm sure
Thank
getting it
you.
ready has been such a blast.
Oh yeah, I'm missing a wall, but it'll get there.
Yeah. Hey, one of the things that I totally dread is moving. Oh my gosh, I
Yes,
hate moving. I mean, it's
it's this
necessary sometimes.
is yeah. No,
So
it is insane.
enjoy.
But hey, we're getting there. We're getting
I'm
there.
happy for both of you very much. So enjoy your weekend. Have a wonderful time. Thank you very much for sharing your message. And those of you that are watching, don't forget MLTV Community Calendar every Friday at 11 or 1 p.m. Have a great one. Thank you, Ash.
Bye.